Tractate Sanhedrin, page 30. We are 12 lines from the top of the page. Just a little bit introduction. Number one, there is a word that we discussed in the past. I just like to refresh that word. It's called odita. We discussed it a little bit yesterday. Odita meaning, I'll give you a real example. Somebody I know was in the Miluim, in the Israeli Reserve Unit, and was just the eve of Pesach, and suddenly realized that he didn't sell his chametz. Eve of Passover, we know that is the time that we sell to a non-Jew our leavened bread. So let's say it was 11 o'clock and the expiring time is around noon. So what did he do? They have gashash, they have a druze, member of that unit that wasn't present. So he took two witnesses and he said, Ani mafkir et chametzi, I'm taking all my non-kosher for Passover, my chametz, my leavened bread, and declare worthless. And whatever Abu Ali, whatever his name, the druze guy, comes back from his mission, whatever he comes back, I transfer to his domain. So obviously it's only by force of circumstance, but that's called ma'aseh kinyan or kinyan odita, which means we advise and prefer to either get rid of the chametz or sign a sale of chametz. But by force of circumstance, a person can do that, and it's called a matter of transaction between parties. So here's one of the things we're going to discuss, which is all kind of circumstantial evidence that involve in situation that one's use toward the legal system, the kinyan odita. Another phase we're going to discuss is the situation of two witnesses come to court. They give a testimony over one incident, yet each of them was witness to that incident in a different time and different location or different time. Can we combine the two witnesses that applies to a certain case even though their matter of testimony didn't occur at the same time? That's again part of our discussion. Another thing we're going to discuss is if a person make odita, which means he give a declaration at the front of witnesses, and it was over the movable estate. Do we differentiate between land and movable estate when it's come to kinyan odita, when it's come to a declaration that one made at the front of witnesses, even it wasn't a written deed or written bill of sale or written some type of promissory note? Also, a side note, we're going to discuss the idea of dreams, the meaning of the dreams, the idea of certain dreams that apply to certain people, if this is carry something or not. So there's a lot to discuss today. Page 30. Tanu Rabbanan, 12 lines from the top of the page. The rabbis teach us. Amar lahem echad, a fellow said to an orphan, Ani ra'iti avichem, sheitmin ma'ot beshida teiva umigdal. A fellow said to them, look, I saw your late father that hid money in a chest, in box or cabinet, saying this money belonged to so and so. מאמר של פלוני, של מעשר שני, מעשר שני is the second tie that once given to a Beit HaMikdash and Redeemer. So they said, בבית לא אמר כלום. If it's in the house of the late father, the witness is not deemed credible, and therefore the heir can do whatever they wish to. However, if that's basadeh, if it's out in the field, then it's a different story. Dvarav kayamim, his statement is accepted. Klalo shel davar, the general principle of this is kol shebiyado litlan, in any case where it is in the power of the witness to take the money, dvarav kayamim. And biyado litlan, he cannot take it from a hidden place of the father, lo amar klum. Why? Because we learn several times the ta'anat migo, and when it's only ed echad, it's only one witness, he could not have this ta'anat migo. Second circumstance, as we said, we have three. Second one, Harei shera'u banim, meaning that's the Meiri. He said the son saw. Et avihem sheitmin ma'ot beshidach teva u'migdal. They saw, the children saw the father who put the money in all those places, chest, box, or cabinet. And the father said, Ve'amar shel plonia, it belonged to so and so. Shel maaser sheni, it belonged to a second tithe to the temple treasury. If he said it kemoser, if he make it in such a statement like his last will, dvarav kayamim. So therefore his statement stands, and the heir are obligated to distribute the money, to those sources that he claimed, or to treat it as a kedushat maaser sheni. They carry the second tithe sanctity. However, im kema'arim, but if he does that, like he employs artifice, which means he appears to have told them that the money was not his only, so that they will not take it, almost like trick them, lo amar klum. So the money stands like it's their father's money, and since they are the inheritors, they're allowed to do whatever they wish to. Third situation. Hayash arei shaya mitzta'er al ma'ot sheniach lo avi. He felt sorry about the money that the father left for him, but he didn't tell him where he left it. Uba ba'al hachalom, and during the night of the dream, the master of the dream, someone in his dream, so obviously the Mefarshim said that based on Gemara in Brachot 55, can be demons and angels. There's all kind of marsha, all kind of explanation. What is all about? True, not true. Anyway, ואמר לו, כך וכך הם במקום פלוני הם. He gave him instructions. Can you believe it? He appeared in a dream and tell him the money is over there. You should go and pick it up, etc., etc. Very clearly. של מעשר שני, and it belonged to the second tithe in the temple. זה היה מעשה ואמרו, דברי חלומות לא מעלים ולא מרידים. The sages said no. The matter of the dreams, it's not take any difference in determining practical halachot, because we treated as a dream. As the Gemara in Brachot 55 said, that even he get a very clear instructions what and where and how. We don't take it as the Chidushei Aran explains that this is you cannot conduct life to that. The Yerushalmi explained that it's maybe like Sigmund Freud and other modern psychologists said that is a consequential those psychotherapies that said it's connected to a subconscious that the person have during the day. But anyway, this is the beautiful word of the Rambam that he said in the Ilchot Zechiyahu Matanat chapter 10. If one dream that his father hid money in a certain place, and that this money belongs to someone else or to the temple treasury, even if later checked and found the money in exactly the location he dreamt, the money belongs to him, as dreams do not need to be taken into account. That's also the Choshen Mishpat in 255. Shnayim omrim zakai. So we learn in the Mishnah, if you have a dispute in the court, you have two rabbinic judges that say that the defender is exempt, and then you have one say that he is liable. So no, I mean yes. So therefore, since the majority say that he is exempt, so he's free, is exempt. So the Gemara said, Michtav heiche ktiv. When there is a dispute between the three judges, how do they write the verdict? Rabbi Yochanan Amar Zakai. So they don't need to say that it was a disputation between judges and it was the session, discussions. No, they just put the final verdict. Mr. So-and-so is exempt. Resh Lakish Amar, Ploni uPloni Nezikin, Ploni uPloni Mechayvin. Resh Lakish said, no, spell out. Judge A and Judge B exempt him, Judge C make him liable. רבי אלעזר אמר מדבריהם, from the word of the court, נזדכה פלוני, which means it was a disputation among the judges, and you go by the majority, which is in this case 2 against 1, and therefore you should spell it out. However, you do not tell the person who vote and how. My benayu, what's the real difference between all of these opinions besides the wording of the verdict? Ika benayu leshalumei ehu. If the judge that disputed the other two, minata bahadayu. So if he needs to pay the difference, whether the portion of restitution along with the judge of the majority. ולמד אמר זכאי משלם, the one who said it's exempt he needs to pay, ולמד אמר פלוני ופלוני מזכים ופלוני ופלוני מחייבים, לא משלם, he doesn't need to pay. So therefore he needs to have independent view in order to clarify that if later on it turns that it was a mistaken, so only those who make a mistake needs to pay, and the third one that disputed them will be free from paying any form of restitution. The Gemara rejected that and said, "Uleman de'amar zakai meshalem, leima lehu." He should say to other judges, "Iledidi tzaititun." If you listen to my view, atun namelo shalmitun. So you also do not need to pay. So it means that Rabbi Yochanan hold, according to this view, that this judge, rabbinic judge, doesn't need to participate with others with paying restitution. That's the way Yad Ramah explains. So disputation between them is to pay the portion of the restitution. The one who said that his exam needs to pay. So it means that the person receive anywhere regardless what lost. So you don't need to pay the portion of the third judge. Soon we explain why. So therefore that's the reason we need to spell out the disputation, which means that if later on it turned that it was a mistake and they impose payment, they should know that the one who is exempt, the one who is basically liable to pay the restitution needs to receive only the portion of the two that were the majority. Uleman damar zakai, and the one who says that they write that he is exempt, why do they pay his portion? If you are not part of that, in that verdict, so it will not have no verdict at all, as two judges cannot issue a verdict. So you share the responsibility with us and should participate in that payment of restitution. What the Torah said in Leviticus 19, Lo telech rachil be'amecha, which the Torah said, you should not be a bearer, you should not tell bearer among the people. So here you have Rabbi Yochanan Amar Zakai Mishum Lo telech rachil. Rabbi Yochanan says that he's exempt because of the prohibition of gossip. So you should not go as a tell-bearer. So and so exempt, so and so make him liable, mishum demechze keshikra, because it appears as a falsehood. So it's not all the judges deem him exempt. V'Rabbi Elazar, itlei demar ve'itlei demar. You have something from each one. Kadve'achem midivrechem nizdake ploni. Says from your statement of the Bet Din, so and so is basically exempt. So it means that you have here a clarification that it was a consensus among the rabbinic judges that it will not have the appearance of falsehood, but it's also not specified what each rabbinic judge said And the reason is, as we said earlier, we want to avoid a form of gossip. Now we have another phrase in the Mishnah, גמרו את הדבר, היו מכניסים. And this is something that I would like to share with you, because after studying this daf and preparing ourselves for this daf, I think there is a derivative that my Rebbe said, and I think it's important for you to know. Any matter that you can solve out of court, either compromise, mediation, whatever it is, it's good. The moment you bring in the Bet Din, the rabbinic court, a matter, listen carefully, you never know how it will come out. So for example, soon you see ideas, you went before the rabbinic court long ago and they decided to split. And you feel that that's wrong and you want the other half, or another 20%, or whatever it is. Remember, by coming back, you can lose your pants. So any matter outside. But here the Mishnah said, Gamru et hadavar. Well, after the rabbinic judges finish the matter and reach a final decision. Leman. So they will bring, whom they bring? If you tell me that they call upon the litigant, it can be. You know why? Hatam kaimei. Because they are there. Each party said whatever they have to say, and they hear the claim for each one of them. So they said, Ela ledim. They are now bringing whom? They bring the witnesses. Meaning, we want them to come back, because originally we make examination, deep or cross examination to each witness. But after it's all said and done, we have others leaving the room, and now they're coming back, Yad Rama said, together, and now we make sure that it's all matching in that manner. Keman. According to whom this Mishnah hold? Delo Rabbi Natan. It's remind me, a very close friend to my heart, God bless him with a long life and happiness. His name is Shlomo Yovel. He lives in Eilat in Israel, and he is one of the absolutely leading attorney. Used to be one of the highest level of the Israel intelligence. So he was a international advisor over subject of proper interrogation and the process of interrogation. That was his specialty for decades. So one of the things that happened when you interrogated people and you have a cross-examination, he told me, that you find even one small thing that is a conflicted point, and you touch the soft spot. He always said every single person have a soft spot that if you hit or find it out, you are the winner. So here you have a case like that, that when you're bringing back the two witnesses after you basically interrogate each one of them independently, here this is what happens. So we said if they're coming back to court and we are making all this cross-examination, make sure that all the testimony are matching and it makes sense, you know, and you go deeper, then to whom this match? So we said, Delo Rabbi Natan. It cannot be matching view to Rabbi Natan. Why? Tanya לעולם אין עדותן מצטרפת עד שיראו שניהם כאחד. Meaning, here is another problem we mentioned in the introduction. You have Reuven that saw the incident, but in a way different time. Then you have Shimon that saw the incident, the same, but not the same time. For all kind, it can be a different angle. Imagine accident, you can see, God forbid, an accident of a property or of a car or whatever it is from different angle or from different moment of different views. So here, Rabbi Yoshua ben Korcha אומר, אפילו בזה אחר זה. You can combine a testimony of different witnesses, even is the kind of consequential order, which means the circumstance are basically sure in the circumstantial evidence that you can make a cross-examination and find matching point for all those examinations. However, since it wasn't exactly, it's almost like saying taking a camera from different angle to a certain situation, to a certain scenario. So here, even they see two different things or two different events in that sense. You can go in consequential order and testify them, and you can combine it. Why? Because Rabbi Shua ben Korcha said, since they are both applies to one single case that applies to a certain litigant, and since you want to basically either exonerate or basically make someone liable, you can do that. So it means, let's talk simple, even monetary manner. Reuven, one entity, he saw that, David, okay? He saw Reuven lend Shimon $10,000. So Reuven gave Shimon cash, $10,000. David was there who watched over and saw it. And all of that happened on Sunday. But then you have another guy, Abraham, and he said that he saw Reuven gave Shimon money, large amount of money, and it was Monday. So, since both of them agree upon that they see Reuven lending money to Shimon, the conflicting point is David said he saw it on Sunday, Abraham said he saw it on Monday. But both agree upon that Reuven lent money to Shimon. So according to Rabbi Yoshua ben Korcha, since both of them said that Shimon owes money to Reuven, you can combine them together as one testimony. ואין עדותן מתקיימת בבית דין עד שיעידו שניהם כאחד. So here there's another phase. They said that their testimony does not stand in rabbinic court unless the two of them testify together as one. So in a way, you bring them now together to the Beit Din, and each of them said what exactly they see, but each of them heard the others. But that's after, as we said, it was already done earlier. רבי נתן אומר, שומעים דבריו של זה היום, וכשיבוא חברו למחר שומעים דבריו. So they said no. You hear Reuven's story, David's story, how Reuven lent $10,000 to Shimon today. And then you hear tomorrow Abraham that said that he saw Reuven lend money to Shimon. Even it's basically a different day, but both of them saw that Reuven lent money to Shimon. So the Mishnah meant to say that since you have interrogation of which witness independently, you bring afterward both together to the room of the rabbinic court in order for now together that they shall give a testimony. It means that this cannot match the view of Rabbi Natan. So the Gemara rejected that. And they said, לא, לעולם לבעלי דינים. You have to say that actually it can be explained that the judges will bring in the litigants, and this is follow the view of the Rabbi Nehemiah. Why? Because Rabbi Nehemiah hold that you take out the litigant when you have a discussion among the judges, which means the judges need kind of a private session among themselves to discuss the matter, and therefore they ask the litigant to leave the room while they have their discussions. When I studied it, I must tell you, I always thinking about all those kind of modern days federal court and law and order and things like that, how they have so many, you feel like they almost study this masechta. The way that they do in the modern days, a copy something that happened almost 2,000 years ago. Anyway, it's fascinating. The Tanya, רבי נחמיה אומר, כך היה מנהגן של נקיי הדעת שבירושלים. He says that was the minhag of people who are very pious, scrupulous, clean-handed people in Yerushalayim at that time. מכניסים לבעלי דינין ושומעים דבריהן. First part in the court, you bring Reuven, Shimon, the two litigant, to the court, and you listen carefully while the other is there, so it will be in a total, correct, fair, balanced way. You hear both parties. ומכניסים את העדים ושומעים דבריהם. The next session is, you bring the witnesses in the room, and you listen carefully to what they said. ומוציאים אותן, and now at this point, everyone, not only the witnesses and not only the litigant, everyone has to leave the courtroom. לחוץ, ונושאים ונותנים בדבר. Now the judges have the liberty and the freedom to have independent, free discussion in closed doors, without neither litigant nor witnesses. גמרו את הדבר מכניסים אותם, והתניא גמרו את הדבר מכניסים את העדים, which means we just said that by the end you need to bring back the witnesses, that they should have kind of cross-examination because they come together and give their testimony. So they said, "Ahi delo keRabbi Natan." This not follow the Rabbi Natan. So, meaning, but the Mishnah you can follow and say that only the litigant come back to the courtroom in order to hear the verdict. The witnesses does not need to appear together. That's the view of Rabbi Natan. So now we go back and examine all of that. גופה, לעולם אין עמדה מצטרפת, שיראו שניהם כאחד. רבי יהושע בן כרך אומר, אפילו בזה אחר זה. What we said earlier, we said the main view is that their testimony will not be valid until they come and see it together. Rabbi Yeshua ben Korcha said, no, it's enough even if it's a subsequential order. As long as it's a consequential and is come together to the same case, it's fine. What exactly the disputation between the two parties? You can say that they can have it in derivative from the biblical verse, or you can say that you have it in different way, which is only logical reasoning. You can say that it's just in logical reason, because the first Tana holds that the witnesses must see the incidents transpire together, as otherwise about the 100 dinars in that case of the money that he owes, that this one is testifying, that one is not testifying, and about the 100 dinars that one is testifying, the other one is not testified. So it is only one witness of each incident which is not sufficient. Ve'idach, and Rabbi Yeshua ben Korcha the other way hold amane be'alma travayu kamesade. He said both witnesses are testifying about 100 dinars in general, so the defendant is liable to pay the plaintiff 100 dinars. Makra, and you can go and say that the disputation is over the understanding of the pasuk, because the Torah said in the book of Leviticus chapter 5, Dechtiv vehu ed o ra'a o yada. So here we say that he is a witness where he is seen or known. ותניא ממשמע שנאמר לו יקום עד, איני יודע שהוא אחד. מה תלמוד לומר אחד? זה בנה אב. So we derive from that a paradigm, which means as a basis of the principle that in every place in the Torah where the word witness is standard, it means that there are two witnesses unless the verse specified for you that is referring to only one witness. בכל מקום שנאמר עד, הרי כאן שניים, עד שיפרד לך כתוב אחד, until the pasuk said it's one. ואף כרחמנה בלשון חד למאמר, עד דחזות רוויו כחד, until both of them appear as one, which means one incident. Otherwise, you cannot combine a testimony. ואידך, and the second Tana responded that he said, והוא עד הוראו ידם מכל מקום. So he said that since the pasuk said, and he is a witness, where is a sin or known, that in any case where there is one testified about what he sees and knows, the testimony is acceptable and valid. So now the last clause of the Braita. They said, ואין עדותם מתקיימת בדין עד שהעידו שניהם כאחד. We said that this testimony does not stand in court unless the two of them testify together as one. רבי נתן אומר שומעים דבריו של זה היום, וכשיבוא חברו למחר שומעים דבריו, which means the bed didn't hear one view, and then when his fellow come, you hear the second one, and then you follow the verdict accordingly. במאי כמפליגי איבא איתם הסברה ואיבא איתם הקרא, איבא איתם הסברה אמר סבר עד אחד, כי עתי לשבועה עתי, לממון הלא עתי. One said that one witness can testify, he comes to render the defender liable to take an oath. And the other one said that it does not come to the defender liable to pay money because for these two witnesses are absolutely necessary. So if they come together, they testified with one mouth, obviously they testified one, and then the others, you don't do it combination of, it's two different people. You have to combine both of them. So here too, the judges combine their testimony, the testimony of both. Another view that they disagree with regards to interpretation of the pasuk Im lo yagid v'nasav v'no. The Torah said in the book of Vayikra, chapter 5, if he does not utter it, then he shall bear his iniquities. So it means v'hu ed o ra'a o yada im lo yagid v'nasav v'no. Page 30b, ודכולי עלמא כרבנן דפליגי ליד רבי יהושע בן קורחה, והכה בהקושי הגדה לראייה כמפליגי. Here we compare their observation of the incidents. מר סבר מקשין על הגדה לראייה, ומר סבר לא מקשין על הגדה לראייה. So you have the first one, which is Tanakama hold, that you cannot compare the statement to their observations, so therefore just as they must see the incident together, they also must testify together in rabbinic court. The Rabbi Natan hold that we do not compare the statement to their observation. Rabbi Shimon ben Lakim ava mishtakir alei, Rabbi Yossi berabbi Chen lemismechei, v'lo kamistay milta. So here's the story of one that he wanted Rabbi Yossi ben Chen to get the smicha, to get the ordination. So he waited every time to get it, to make it happen, and somehow it didn't happen. All this successful was he wasn't successful in his attempt. יום אחד הווה יתיב כמד רבי יוחנן, one day he stand before רבי יוחנן, אמר לו מי כהלכה כרבי יהושע בן קורחה או לא? Yes, who knows if הלכה follow רבי שמעון בן קורחה או not? אמר לרבי שמעון להקים דין ידע, אמר לי למה איזו, אמר לי לסמכי מר בריש אסמכי. So he said, who knows the rule of according to Yehosha ben Korcha? He said, I know. He says, tell me. He says, no, you first give me smicha and then I tell you. So Rabbi Yochanan then ordained Rabbi Yossi, ברחבין אמור לי, מני אמור לי כיצד שמעת, tell me what you heard. אמר לי כך, שמעתי שמודי רבי יהושע בן קורחה לרבי נתן. I heard that Rabbi Yehosha ben Korcha considered the view of Rabbi Natan and that it is unnecessary for witnesses to testify together. אמר לזה הוצרכתי, he was disappointed, he says, for this I need to ordain him. השתא ומה יקרא בעדה בעדה אמר רבי יהושע בן קורחה לא בעינן, הגדה מבעיה. It's really, you need to explicate that there is no requirement that they testify together. אמר לו, הואיל ועלית לא תרד, since you ascend, which means you ordain, so I leave you alone and not make you descend. אמר רבי זירא אשפא מינא גברא רבא, כיוון סמיך סמיך. Learn from that, דמון סמיכה, great man that the nation is not cancelled. אומר רבי חייא בר אבין אמר רב הדחק רבי יהושע בן קורחה בין קרקעות בין במיטלטלין. He said that the halacha for רבי יהושע בן קורחה were both regard to estate and also movable property. אולה אמר לך רבי יהושע בן קורחה בקרקעות אבל לא במיטלטלין. It's all applied to land but not movable property because there is a concern that they will not testify about the same item. אומר לה בהלכה מכלן דפליגי, if you said הלכה it means that there is a disputation among them. ואומר רבי אבא, אומר רבי רבונה, אומר רבי רב, מודים חכמים לרבי יהושע בן קורחה בעדות קרקע. ותנא רבי לי ברבין בן זקין דבי קרנא, מודים חכמים לרבי יהושע בן קורחה בעדות בכור, ובעדות קרקע ובעדות חזקה, וכן שבבן ושבבת. Which is the idea of sign of adulthood. גברא קרמית, מי סבר פליגי, מר סבר פליגי, מר סבר לא פליגי. So Rav and Ravidi hold that they do not disagree. מר סבר וכן שבבן ושבבת, אין למה אחד, הוא ישתול מורתיים. אלא מה אחד אומר אחד בגבה ואחד אומר אחד בחריסה, הרי חצי דבר וחצי דוטו. אלא אחד אומר שתיים בגבה ואחד אומר שתיים בחריסה, אומר רבי יוסף הנאמין נא משמי דעולה. הלכה כרבי יהושע בן קורחה בין בקרקעות בין במיטלטלין, ורבנן דעתו מחוזה אמרי אמר רבי זירא משמי דרב בקרקעות אין אבל לא במיטלטלין. רב לטעמי דאמר רב הודאה אחר הודעה, הודעה אחר הלוואה מצטרפי. הלוואה אחר הלוואה, הלוואה אחר הודעה לא מצטרפי. אשכחי רב נחמן בר יצחק לרב יהודה בן רב יהושע אמר לי, מה ישנה הלוואה אחר הלוואה דלא? דמנה ככה זה, הלקחה זה, היי, הודעה אחר הודעה נמי, המנה כמודי קמי, לא כמודי קמי, היי. דומר לילי בתרא, והי מנה דעודי לך קמח, עודי לך נמי קמי פלוני, עקדי בתרא לידע, קמי לא ידע. דעוד הרזיל אמר לי לכמה, היי מנה דעודית לי קמח, עודי לי נמי קמי פלוני, אמר לי תנוח דעתך שנחת דעתי. אומר לי, מה הניחותא? דרבה, ויתם הרב ששת. שדה בה נרגה, לאב היינו הודעה אחר הלוואה, אמר לי, היינו לשמי עלי עלייך ודרמית דקלה וזקפיתו לו. נהר דאמרי, בין הודעה אחר הודעה, בין הודעה אחר הלוואה, בין הלוואה אחר הלוואה, בין הלוואה אחר הודעה, מצטרפות כמן כרבי יהושע בן קורחה. אומר רב יהודה, עדות המכחשת זו את זו בבדיקות קשירה בדיני ממונות. So here he differentiated in monetary law, I wish to have time. So it's versus capital law. המרב המסתברא מילתא דרב יהודה באחד אומר בר ענקי שחורה ואחד אומר בר ענקי לבנה. One is a black coin, one is a white coin. אבל אחד אומר מנה שחור ואחד אומר מנה לבן, הם מצטרפים. Why? Because you have here a contradiction between the two. The basic characteristic of money itself. So we assume that they are lying. See how smart the rabbi. והענקי שחורה בדיני נפשות לא. אמר רב חיסדא, אחד אומר בסייף הרגו, ואחד אומר בארירן הרגו. אין זה נכון. So a different type of murdering. אחד אומר כליו שחורים ואחד אומר כליו לבנים, הרי זה נכון. Because you said that it's not a meaningful discrepancy. So Gemara said, גברא קרמית, נהר דאמרי, הוא page 31. גברא קרמית, נהר דאמרי, אפילו אחד אומר מנה שחור ואחד אומר מנה לבן מצטרפים, כמן כרבי יהושע בן קורחה. אמר דשמעתי לרבי יהושע בן קורחה, איכא דלא מקרא שעדדי. איכא דמקרא שעדדי מי אמר? אלא הוא דאמר כאיתנא דתניא, אמר רבי שמעון בן אלעזר לא נחלקו בית שמאי ובית הלל על שתי קטעי עדים. שאחת אומרת 200 ואחת אומרת מנה שיש בכלל 200 מנה. על מה נחלקו? על כת אחת, שבשמאי אומרים נחלקה עדותן, ובית הלל אומרים יש בכלל 200 מנה, you included with 200, 100. אחד אומר חבית של יין, ואחד אומר חבית של שמן, הבעובדא ואתא לקמא דרבי ימי, חי ורבי ימי לשלום אלי חביתא דחמרא מגור, חביתא דמישחא. כמן כרבי שמעון בן אלעזר, אמא דאמר רבי שמעון בן אלעזר, היכא דייש בכלל 200 מנה, כי אגב נמי אמר, לא, צריכה לדמי. אחד אומר בדיוטה העליונה ואחד אומר בדיוטה התחתונה. אומר רבי חנינא מעשה בא לפני רבי וצירף עדותן. So the Gemara asks, מנייך שיצא, so that's what we learn in Mishnah, מנייך שיצא, from where we learn that when the judges leave the course room, he should not say, I did it because of my college, what can I do? תנו רבי מנייך שיצא לו, אמר אני מזכיר וחברה מחייבים מעשה שחברה רבו עליי, תלמוד לומר לו תלך רכיל בעמך, ואומר והולך רכיל מגלה סוד. Here is a story, ההוא תלמידה דנפק עלי קלה, דגלה מילתא דאיתמר בית מדרשה. Was a student that he revealed a statement that they talk in the Beit HaMidrash. בתר 20 ותרתי שנים. It was 22 years after the time that he was, it was said in the Beit HaMidrash. So by revealing that, it was the issue Rashi said of Lashon Hara. Apkei Rav Ami Beit Midrasha Amar Dein Galei Razaya. He pulled him out of the Beit HaMidrash as a punishment because he says this a person, he is basically, he cannot be trusted, he is revealing the secrets and therefore he cannot be here as part of us. So simply speaking is because he revealed the secret. The Chafetz Chaim obviously explained that the whole issue of revealing secret, even it's not Lashon Hara or Rechilut, is not Telber or gossip, is also problematic. Rashi said that it was Lashon Hara. Anyway, it's a different view. The Rambam in Chodot chapter 7 said it's all depend upon his intent, what exactly, but the key understanding for most of the Mefarshim and most of the idea of the Rambam is that he didn't just said it, but he said it in front of three people that make it a situation that it's not, it's either in the case of, so in short, is it because of Chilut or because of Lashon Hara, or it's just because he's saying things that he shouldn't say. So it teaches the importance of watching, guard our tongue all the time.